election?
No, I was working.
What do you see from Kansas City's defense? It's compared to some of the past few you faced, have been pretty tough.
Very opportunistic defense that we have to control the line of scrimmage. We have to run the football when we have to and we want to. I know that's going to be the challenge of the game, as well as protecting the ball. That very athletic backfield that's looking to create turnovers in any way, shape, form.
What stands out on tape about Marcus Peters?
When that ball's in the air, it's his. And that's what you got to respect about a player like that. And we just have to find ways to attack him, and especially going up against a great player like him, and not shying away from going outside the read. And if that's where it takes me, then make sure the ball's in an accurate place that they can do something with it.
How well did you know D Ford at Auburn, and did you think he could have this kind of impact in the NFL?
Of course. D Ford is. We were once teammates before, and for him, he was a professional athlete then. I remember him. He had a weight problem, and different than me. I tried to lose weight, he tried to gain weight, and I never could understand that. You know what I'm saying? For him, very, very speedy guy, was always yearning for some type of edge, and I respected him then for being that type of person, and and for him to have as many sacks as he has, it's a result of his determination and as well as his discipline to his craft.
Yeah, what kind of challenges does a 3-4 defense present to a quarterback in terms of setting how much different is it for you?
It's not really different. Every defensive philosophy you have to have, you have to prepare for it. Whether playing a 4-3 or a 3-4, we have to have answers. It possesses problems as well as a 4-3 defense. But when you look at the whole scheme of things, if you don't execute, then it doesn't matter what defense is called. Those guys have to be restrained, and we have to do a good job of doing that.
Ron talked to you guys about when you were 1-5 about Kansas City last year and what they were able to do. What'd you get from that message, and does that give you hope that it can be done?
We're not really worried about nobody else but us. We're just trying to take it one game at a time.
Does it feel, though, like that momentum has shifted after those last 2 wins, and maybe you guys are moving the right
We're not trying to get caught up in no wave of what this person said, did, or whatever. We've been focusing in on one game at a time, and that's been our approach, and it's not going to change now.
How far back do you and Eric Berry go?
Both from Atlanta, same recruiting class coming out 2007. Way back. I've been seeing Eric my whole life. You know what I'm saying? And I tell my all-star kids that, as well, when you're great at something and you start seeing the same faces over the years, and it's kind of that competitive nature that you have. I've always had it, and I know he shares the same thing with being labeled the best in your district, your county, your area, and then going to sharing the same conference in the SEC and trying to dominate that. Had the opportunity to have his younger brothers, twin brothers, on my all-star team, and it was still no different. That whole Berry lineage is filled with athletic genes, and it starts with his father as well.
He was a high school quarterback. He was pretty good in quarterback too. Was he a better high school
He was the number one athlete.
He was a better quarterback than you in high school?
I wouldn't say that, you know what I'm saying? But they ran a wing T. And surprisingly, in high school, he was the number one cornerback, but he never played cornerback. You know what I'm saying? But I've always had respect for Eric. My first time I've seen him was in middle school. He went to Bear Creek, and I went to Camp Creek. and we would play basketball. See this, black dude with hazel eyes, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who is this? Well, he had brown eyes, but anywho. And it was just, it's kind of like when two rival gangs see each other in the head of each gang, like they're fighting, and you see each other, and then you go the other way out of respect. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, no, you good. I'm just going. But yeah, he was athletic then, and he got the edge out when we played him. Probably one of the best high school football teams assembled that I played against. They had so much talent. Yeah, I mean, it was led by him.
You've said marvelous things about Thomas Davis before. When you watch him make the play, he made the interception, got so high in the air this past week, 33 years old.
I like to result a lot of that to me. In a way, you know what I'm saying? Ever since I've been here, I've been telling him that his hands have been question marks. And I said he just got a promotion. They have graduated from question mark to finally a comma. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you look at mine, they're more of an exclamation point of how dominant they are. But, for him to realize the father of time is not on his side, but yet he comes in with the mentality that he's a warrior and one of the leaders of our team. And with that approach, you can't lose. And for the young guys as well as myself to see plays being made like that, you got to tip your hat off to a guy like that.
Do you think Thomas maybe draws from the young guys on this team, or do you guys draw from him with the way that he plays?
I believe everybody's relationship is reciprocated. You don't necessarily have to have a C on your chest to be able to lead, nor do you have to have be a veteran to be able to, catch attention from somebody. All the coaches from Coach Shula to McDermott always say it doesn't take anybody can be a leader. And for us, we have to make sure the leaders that are already labeled, is still doing their job, including myself. And for Thomas to be one of the forefathers of the team, his passion at sometimes is really not matched because he's so high. And that's what you have to respect about Thomas.
Cam, I know you said you guys aren't worried about what's being said or how things are looked at on the outside, but inside of here, after these 2 wins, did anything change at all?
No, ma'am, not at all. We just trying to have a great week of practice or preparation, so hopefully on Sunday at 1 o'clock it'll carry over for us.
So even after a series of losses, why was it important then to keep things the same?
Well, we knew we were doing the proper things and still trying to have the ingredients, the winning ingredient for us, keeping a strong mentality, practicing extremely well, meeting with purpose, and if you do that, you put yourself in the best position to win football games.
If you had to give yourself a mid-season grade, if that's something that you do, what would it be?
That's not my job to do. My job is to win football games, not degrade myself. And even if I did, it really is irrelevant,
Football getting fun again?
Winning is always fun, but either way, it's my job to find ways to win football games.
Are you having as much fun this year as last?
Well, you can't say that. It's too early to tell.